So as Japan continuously faces constant cultural imperialism attempts from the West, the Ministry of Economy, well, they're proposing a new guideline. What is going on, everybody? It's the Daily Pleb here. Make sure you're liking and subbing for more content. No interference in creative works. Japanese government proposes new policy for anime and game expansion in the West. Reading deeper, this October, the Japanese Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry held its 8th Entertainment and Creative Industrial Policy Seminar, during which it proposed 5 key principles of its new policy guidelines for the Japanese content industry, including video games, anime, manga, film, and music. As reported by Otaku Soken, the new guidelines have been announced as part of a strategy to achieve the government's goal of expanding the overseas market size for domestic content to 20 trillion yen by 2033. This comes only a month after the Japan Business Federation, Keidaran, issued an urgent message calling on the government to provide immediate, large-scale, and long-term support for the country's content industry. The 5 key principles of the Entertainment and Creative Industries policy are listed as follows. Large-scale and long-term strategic support. Support efforts to spread Japan-made content to the world. No interference in the content of creative works. Provide direct support. Prioritize those willing to take a challenge. In light of recent events, especially aggressive content restrictions and global pressures from payment processing firms, that's still crazy to me that Visa and MasterCard can essentially, swat down artwork. Like, where is the outrage for this? Like, I always found that interesting that, you have people that supposedly hate big corps, but like, it feels like this whole Visa MasterCard thing, unless you're like a gamer or a weeb, it's like nobody cares that these massive corporations are just going around telling you what you can and can't have. They say it's, to protect their brand image, but meanwhile you can buy t-shirts with people's faces who have, pew-pewed up schools with children in it. You can buy that, but the moment you want to buy an anime game or maybe a figurine with big boobas, well, that's just downright diabolical. How could you even think of doing such a thing? The third principle of the policy has been attracting attention in particular. As explained by the METI, the government's goal to invest in IPs, human resources, and digital technologies, as well as support international distribution networks and overseas investments into building fandoms. I think Japan should make different streaming services, because I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, Crunchyroll just ain't it. Crunchyroll sucks. The fact that certain pirated websites have a better interface than Crunchyroll is, it's unbelievable. They need to find out something. They need to figure out something, because if they actually want to make money, you got to beat the pirate sites. And I'm going to be honest, some of these pirate sites are actually genuinely good websites, so they need to take some notes. Consequently, the third principle was suggested to reassure creators that their freedom of expression will be protected and that government backing does not imply the content of their works will be meddled with in any way. Furthermore, Clause 4 of the policy proposal suggests that there will be more transparency behind the support process, meaning less reliance on intermediary companies and more of the support directly reaching those involved in the creation and popularization of the content. As for the reasons behind the new policy proposal, METI cites meager results in its previous efforts to expand the overseas market size for domestically produced content, and I think this is true for many reasons. And the main one is, as I've said before, I think a lot of the websites that are official, that you can get the official content from, are just garbage. right? Like Crunchyroll is just trash. You know, as someone who has went to Japanese websites and I have to translate the page, you know, using like Google Translate or whatever in order to order something to get it official and, you know, actually support people. Most people aren't going to do that, bud. No one is going to do that. You really got to make some more infrastructure so that, you know, people can buy things. You know, weeb culture has really exploded. You know, speaking from, you know, I live in the US, it's really exploded here. There's tons of weebs, and there is some serious money to be made if they put the time in making proper and actually good services for the consumer to interact with. But getting back to it, while some measures did show results, METI suggests that they were still at a low level compared to other countries like South Korea. The ministry commented they weren't able to expand the stock, tangible, intangible assets, and raise labor productivity and wages to a satisfactory level, and are hoping that the new policy helps Japanese produced content conquer the world. Well, it definitely won't be difficult for Japan to conquer the world, because I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember the last movie I've seen that was made in America that was genuinely good. Like, actually good. And I'll even go a step further, a TV show. I have yet to see a TV show that was made in the US that is remotely, genuinely interesting to me. Invincible was pretty good, I think. I did enjoy that a bit. I'm trying to think, is there anything other than Invincible that I've watched that I enjoy? 'Cause I don't like superhero movies, and that's pretty much the only thing the US has been making consistently. It's been big. I can't really think of any, to be honest with you. Man. Yeah, I mean, I'm drawing a blank here. I genuinely can't think of anything made in the US that I actually enjoy, or the West, other than like Invincible. And I haven't even watched the new seasons of that either. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that hard for Japan, because you know, they're not worried about switching up norms in society like a lot of Western, you know, companies are at the moment. But hopefully this passes, gets through, figure something out, because it is getting ridiculous. You know, Pixiv just banned like a bunch of Japanese artists not that long ago, and you know, it's looking a little grim for you know, fans of Japanese content. But yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say. Hopefully this goes through. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye now.